1 over 3, sorry, 1 over 3. Then you'll get x to the power of 2 over 3. Do you guys understand that part? Thank you. That's the reason why if you had squared here, that's the reason why if you square x squared, if you square this, you'll get x, because this square root will cancel with this 2, because square root is 1 over 2. So basically you're gonna say multiply by 1 over 2 to cancel the square root. This is how you do it. Okay guys, any question before I can do these applications, the application of ln x? Any question guys? Any question? Okay, since there is no question guys, I'll just show you something. Okay, so let's say you've got this ln x. They say differentiate ln x. You go to your derivative formula sheet guys, just go to your derivative formula sheet. Okay, this one here, just go to your derivative formula sheet. If you go to your derivative formula sheet guys, you'll see formula number 20. Formula number 20, they are saying when you differentiate ln x alone guys, ln x, you get 1 over x. Do you guys see that? Thank you. Formula number 20. If you don't have this formula sheet, just let me know. I'll send it to you. It's on Telegram. I uploaded this on Telegram. Even on WhatsApp group, it's there. It's everywhere. So now let's go back. Let's go back. So they are saying when we differentiate this, guys, when we differentiate ln x, you get 1 over x. Remember, please note that this x is this one here. This is your f of x. So basically, this is your f of x. So it's like 1 over your f of x. F of x. Remember what I said about f of x. So, but then they didn't write this. They didn't write this d over dx. Remember I told you that you need to multiply by d over dx of your f of x. I told you guys. Remember that. Always when you differentiate, this will be 1 over x multiplied by, I want to prove something to you guys. Remember I told you that this is your f of x. Remember from the previous examples we said multiply by your f of x. Where this x, guys, where this x is your f of x, I said you take it as it is, then you're gonna say 1 over x multiplied by, you just put your d over dx there, then put that f of x there, d over dx into x. So you're gonna differentiate x. When you differentiate x, guys, you're gonna get 1. Remember, you're gonna get 1 because of x is to the power 1. Then you're gonna say use that formula of nx to the power n minus 1. Then you're gonna say minus 1. Remember, you're gonna get x to the power of 0. Anything to the power of 0 is 1, guys. Do you guys know that? You guys know that x, anything to the power of 0 is 1. Okay, thank you. So I want to show you the reason why they didn't write this d over dx of f of x is because of, you see, when you differentiate this, you're gonna get 1. So your answer is gonna be 1 over x. That's the reason why they didn't write that d over dx. Do you guys understand it now? The reason why they didn't write that d over dx. But then, for your interest sake, all the formulas for derivative, for differentiation, they've got this d over dx. But then on your formula sheet, it's not there. Please always put this. Always, guys. Otherwise, you're gonna get wrong answers. So okay, that was for interest sake. Can I raise this? Can I raise it? Or is there anyone still writing? Okay, thank you. Because I want to try and push as much as I can, guys. I want to cover the whole thing. If you guys don't mind, I want to cover the whole thing, because we're gonna have the next session next week probably. So now, and it's due, your assignment is due when? 29, I don't know, in 8 days. In 8 days. So I want you guys to push as much as you can so that you can answer your assignment. So now, guys, let's apply that. Okay, as you can see, guys, look at this. Do you guys see that we have got two functions? inside the thing, inside the, I think I should start with the product rule. Okay, let me just do this, guys. Let me just do this. We'll get back to this one. I have to do product rule before I do this one. I realize now that I need to do product rule. You've got something like this. I'll just make up a formula. I'll just make up a, what do you call it? Not formula. I'll just make up a sum. Let's say e to the power of 2x. Okay, guys. Now this one will cancel. No. Let's make it cubed here. Let's make it cubed. Okay, cubed here. So guys, if you get something like this, guys, if you've got something like this, as you can see, guys, these are the two functions that are multiplying. So you've got a function of x here and a function of x here. So there's two functions that are multiplying. So if you checked the videos that I uploaded, you'll see that the product rule for this is a product rule. They call it a product rule. If you've got two functions that are multiplying, it's a product rule. Even if it was something like this, it was x cubed multiplied by sine x. As long as you've got more than two functions, you've got x cubed function and a sine x. So if there's two functions, just know that it's a product rule, guys. Are you guys familiar with the product rule? Hello? Are you guys familiar with the okay. So the product rule, guys, it doesn't matter. I know. Let me just show you on the formula sheet. So this is the formula that you're gonna use. So guys, basically your formula sheet tells you everything. It talks to you. Everything is on your formula sheet, guys. If you check formula number 4, you have got f of x. Sorry. You have got f of x that is multiplying with the g of x. So you've got two functions that are multiplying. So it's your f of x function and your g of x function. So I'm just doing a recap. I did this on the previous session. I'm just doing for a recap for those who were not here. Sorry. So basically, you're gonna go and say, they said d over dx f multiplied by g is equals to, it doesn't matter which one comes first because it's a product, plus f prime multiplied by g. Okay, guys. So you're gonna go and say, let's just take, you can take any. You can say this one is your f, or it can be g, doesn't matter, you'll get the same answer. Then this is your g. So you go and plug it here, then you're gonna go and say equals to, okay, let's just do this. Let me just do this. Then you're gonna go and say you need f prime and g prime. So just write those values here. You're gonna say g of x equals to e to the power 2x. Then you're gonna say derivative of e to the power of 2x. Guys, what is the derivative of e to the power 2x? Yes, that's correct. Do you guys understand it? How she got that thing, that answer? Is there anyone who's lost? It's on your formula sheet. Let me just show you on your formula sheet. So you just go to your formula sheet. Where is it? It should be somewhere here. I don't know if they wrote it on your formula sheet. No, there's nothing. They didn't write it on your formula sheet because it's given here. Let me show you. Because it's here. It's here. It's number 4, but then it's an integration. Remember I told you that on the right hand side it's your derivative, and then on your left hand side it's an integration. So they just swap them. So you're gonna use this formula. Just use for now. Before I get to the integration, I'll just use this one. I'll just show you using this one for derivative table until we get to that one, because it will be difficult. Do you see formula number 17? This is the formula that she used to get that answer. You see, it's e, derivative of e to the power x is equals to e to the power of x. But remember, I told you guys, let me just go back to the presentation. I remember I told you guys that if it's like this, if it's if they say a derivative of e to the power of x is equals to e to the power of x. I told you guys to multiply by d over dx. This is your f of x in this case. This is the function of x. So you're gonna say derivative of x. You're gonna get 1. Do you see the reason why they didn't write 1 there? Yes, you take this function of x always. So now she got e to the power of 2x. Okay, and then we're gonna go and say f of x equals to x cubed. Then f prime of x, when you differentiate this, you're gonna get 3x squared. Okay, go back to your formula. Then you're gonna say equals to, you're gonna write your f of x, which is 3x squared, and then you write your g prime of x. Your g prime of x is 2e 2x plus because of space, guys, let me just write it down under here, because Mara, I think it will fit, guys. Let me try it. Plus your f prime. What is your f prime? You go to this formula. This is your f prime. Oh, sorry guys, I wrote the wrong thing. Sorry about that. I didn't say this. Okay, this was supposed to be to the power of 3. This is your f of x, guys. Sorry about that. This is your f of x. Okay, and then f prime of x, you get 3x squared. Okay, multiplied by your g of x, which is e to the power of 2x. Do you guys understand it? If anyone has got a question, because we're gonna apply this on that question that I'm gonna do now. Anyone who's lost? Is there anyone who's lost? Okay, thank you. So let's go back to this question, guys. So now, according to this formula, guys, we're gonna apply this formula. So according to that formula, dy over dx equals to, so they said you should say 1 over x. This x is this whole thing. This is your x. This whole thing is your x. So you're gonna say 1 over, open bracket, and let's just write it as this in this form. Remember I told you to write it in this form, ex squared. Okay, and then multiply by this part here. This is the part that I'm doing now. This is the part that I'm doing. This one here of d over dx. I told you guys to multiply by that always. D over dx of this. Remember I told you to take this whole thing. It's x 1 over 3 multiplied by e to the power of x squared. Okay, guys. Are we still together, guys? If you've got a question, please ask before I move on. Please ask before I move on. So you're gonna say take this d over dx equals to, so you're gonna go, remember, as you can see this, guys, if you differentiate this thing, this is a product rule. You have to use a product rule, the one that we just used, because you've got two functions. You've got two functions. So now you're gonna go and say find your g of x. So we can label this and say this is our g of x, then this is our f of x. Okay, doesn't matter which one you take, doesn't matter. So g of x is x to the power of 1 over 3. The reason why I changed this to this form is because of when you differentiate this, it will be easier for you to differentiate it. So g prime of x, you're gonna get 1 over 3 x to the power of 1, and then you're gonna go into your calculator and say 1 over 3 minus 1, then you're gonna get minus 2 over 3. Okay, let me just go. It's minus 2 over 3. Okay, then you're gonna go and find your f prime of x. So your f of x, we said your f of x is e to the power of x squared. Okay, this one will take space. Let me just write f prime of x. Anyone to answer this? What are you gonna get when you differentiate e to the power x squared? Anyone to answer? Sorry? No, I disagree. This is your f of x, guys. No, remember, okay, let's go back to this one. Let's go back to this one. Okay, when you differentiated this one, this 2x, what did you get? Remember, apply that formula. You're gonna say e, you write it as it is. Remember, I told you, you say d over dx of 2x. Then your answer, you got e to the power of 2x multiplied by differentiation of this, you're gonna get 2. Does that make sense? Sorry, this is your f of x. I always told you that you take the function of x and put it here. They didn't specify on your formula sheet, so let's go back to this one. What is the answer here? Apply the formula. Apply this formula, please. Apply this formula. This one here. Apply this formula. You'll know what answer you got. Anyone to answer? Apply that formula. If you understand that formula, then you'll get the answer. Anyone to answer that? Hello? Is it my network or okay? Is there anyone or is it, let me check if we are still together. Maybe there's a problem with my network. Okay, no, I don't have a problem with the network. Okay, so please answer that. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, that's correct, guys. Guys, I said you should use this formula, guys. Let's go back to this formula. Do you guys understand this formula? Yes, no? S- I can't hear you. Uh, the network. So if you apply this formula, guys, or is it my network? Guys, can you hear me? Okay, sharp, thank you. So if you apply that formula, guys, you're gonna get the answer, this answer. Remember, I told you that you multiply by this x squared. So when you differentiate this x squared, you're gonna get 2x multiplied by e to the power of x squared. This is the answer that you'll get, guys. Remember, when we said differentiation of this, you got e to the power 2x multiplied by d over dx of that 2x. That 2x, when you differentiate 2x, so what's the difference between this? The only difference is that this one is to the power what? This one is to the power of x squared. Do you guys see that? Okay, sharp, not a problem. So you just go back, guys, to your thing. So our d over dx, guys, we are finding d over dx here. So our d over dx, we're gonna go and say d over dx. As you can see, guys, please don't get lost. This is our product rule. This d over dx is a product rule. So you just go to your formula sheet for product rule, guys. It's I think I have to write it on the new paper. I think I have to write it. Okay, let me just write it here. Uh, remember, for your product rule, it's gx f prime, okay, plus g prime, and then f of x. Okay, you're just gonna substitute those values. Your g, it's x to the power 1 over 3. Then your f prime. It doesn't matter, guys, if you swap them. It doesn't matter. You'll get the same answer, guys. I know someone can ask, or why did I put f prime instead of g prime this side? This side. It doesn't matter. You'll get the same answer. Doesn't matter. Then you put your f prime there. It's 2x e x squared. Okay. Plus plus your g prime. Your g prime is 1 over 3 x to the power minus 2 over 3, and then into your f of x. Your f of x is e to the power x squared. Do you guys understand it, or is there a question? What I just did. Okay, I'll explain it just now. Wait, I'm still copying. I'm still rewriting what I just did now. Just rewriting it down. Okay, what I did here, guys. Do you agree that this is a product rule? Okay, let me raise it. Let me raise this. Do you agree that this part, let me use a different cookie then so that I can highlight it. Do you agree that this part is a product rule? Yes. So what I was trying to find, the product rule of this. So I was just applying. I put this one on hold. This one right here, I put it on hold. Then I find out my d over dx. So whatever that I found, it's here. It's for this part here. So the product rule that you know how to do. Do you see? Yes. I was just trying to find d over dx. So we're gonna go sharp, 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 sharp. Okay. So now, is there anyone who's lost, guys? Anyone who's lost? So in your case, guys, okay, just to for those who didn't understand, for your case here, it's x squared. No need for me to explain. You just put 1 over 2 instead of 1 over 3. Simple, isn't it, guys? Yeah, I just put 1 over 2. Whatever we did here, just put 1 over 2. Where there is 2, you put 3. Simple. I think that's much better, guys. If you have got any problem, if you're struggling, just text me. Just let me know. I'll assist. But you have to come up with something. You need to solve it. Then I'll assist where you got stuck. I know we are running out of time, but guys, I'm trying to push as much as we can, guys, because I want to cover this whole thing so that you guys will be fine. It's only one. It's only one last question, guys. Is there anyone who's got problem with the limits? The limits. I don't think so because it's in your study guide. Is there anyone who's got a problem with those ones? Is there anyone who's got a problem with the limits? The first two questions. Okay, I don't think so. Yeah. I know the last question. I'll do the last question. The last question, I'll just show you how to solve it. So from that, guys, okay, we're gonna go and say dy over dx, and then we just go and plug it here. Remember, we got our dy over dx. We got 1 over x 1 over 3 multiplied by e x squared. And then we're gonna substitute that d over dx there. We're gonna substitute d over dx. We're gonna multiply this thing by d over dx. Okay, so let's go here. You're gonna rewrite. Oh, sorry. You're gonna say 1 over x 1 over 3 multiplied by e x squared multiplied by your d over dx. Remember your d over dx that we found. You're gonna multiply by it here. Then you're gonna say, okay, because it's a bit long. So you're just gonna say, I know there's something that is cancelling, guys. There's no, I don't think it's necessary for me to do it unless if you've got a problem with it, then you let me know. You just need to simplify this thing further, guys. I'll tell you that. You just need to simplify this thing further. Plus, open bracket 1 over 3 x minus 2 over 3 multiplied by e to the power x squared here. So guys, you'll just close this bracket. So guys, look at this. As you can see, there's these values multiplying the powers of the same base, you add the exponent. So as you can see, guys, there's 2x and there's x here. So you're just gonna say 2x 1 over 3, this is raised to the power 1 plus 1 there, Okay, I'm not gonna solve it, guys. Then you check on this one as well. Is there any what do you call it? There's nothing here. There's nothing to do. Do you see that? Do you guys see that? There's nothing to do in this one. You just write it as it is. You just solve this one. Is it clear? No, 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 no. This x squared is not a function of x. Remember, you have to add something that is like this. X squared. You just add something like this. But if there's this thing, it's not the same. It's raised to the power x. It's raised to the power x. It's not the powers of the same base. This is the exponential rules. Do you see that? Some yeah. So there's someone's mic. Please unmute your mic if you've got a question, guys. So as you can see, guys, something is gonna cancel. Look at this, guys. I'm not gonna solve it. I don't want to solve it further, guys, because of time. Okay, so here you're gonna get 2x. Then you're gonna go and add 1 over 3. You're gonna add it with 1. Then when you add this, guys, you'll get 4 over 3. Okay, but in your case it won't be 4 over 3. Then you're gonna get 4 over 3 multiplied by e to the power x squared. Okay, then if you simplify this thing further, it's up to you guys whether you want to simplify it further. But then if you simplify it further, one thing I can tell you guys, you'll get something like this. Okay, let's say plus 1 over 3 e oh sorry, it's x there, x minus 2 over 3 and then e to the power x squared. Remember there's brackets here. If you remove these brackets, guys, if you remove these brackets, something will cancel with this one. Something will cancel. If it doesn't cancel, guys, just leave it as it is. It doesn't cancel. Remember this whole thing, you can rewrite this thing as your dy. Let me just write it down. Over dx is equals to, this whole thing is divided by x1 over 3 multiplied by e x squared. It's like this whole thing. You're gonna put it here. Sorry, let me. This whole thing, it's gonna be your numerator. So you're gonna get 2x 4 over 3 multiplied by e x squared. Okay, plus 1 over 3 minus 2 over 3 multiplied by e to the power x squared. So if you simplify this thing further, guys, remember, look at this. This is your lowest common multiple. This one here, it divides everything. So you can cut here and say divide them separately. You can divide them separately. Okay, you can divide them separately. So basically, do you guys understand what I mean by saying divide them separately? Yes, if you don't understand, please let me know. If you divide them separately, guys, as you can see, you're gonna divide this 2. If you divide this 2, something will cancel, guys. This and this one will cancel, and then you're gonna be left with this one and say, as you can see, dividing the powers of the same base, so you're gonna get, I'm not gonna solve it, okay, it's because of time. But then when you divide the powers of the same base, you subtract the exponent. So now when you solve this, you're gonna get, I did this. The reason why I didn't want to solve it is because I showed you guys how to do it. Do you understand how I got here? 2x to the power 4 over 3 minus 1 over 3. It's because of this one, dividing the powers of the same base. This one, remember, this one will cancel with this one. So when you split them, and then you're gonna say dividing the powers of the same base, you subtract the exponent. So here, let me just solve this part. I'm gonna solve this one only. Then you're gonna get 2. Okay, so you're gonna say 4 over 3 minus, yes, and then you're gonna get 2x to the power of 1. So you're not gonna write that one here. Okay, this is only for this part here, only for that part. Then when you split this one, when you split the second part, let me use a different quirky. Let me use the orange one. The orange one, I think it's much clear. Okay. Okay, then you're gonna split this part, the second part. Okay, when you split the second part, guys, let me erase this one. Let me erase the pink one. Please mute your mic. Please mute your mic. And then the second part, guys, remember I told you that this thing is dividing with everything. So this part will cancel. Sorry, let me use orange. This one will cancel with this one. Okay, then you're gonna be left with this. I'm just gonna write it here. You're gonna be left with 1 over 3 x to the power of minus 2 over 3. Okay, dividing the parts of the same base, you're gonna say minus 1 over 3. And then the answer that you're gonna get here, you're gonna say 1 over 3 x. Then you're gonna go to your calculator and say minus 2 over 3 minus 1 over 3. Then you're gonna get minus 1 here. Yes, do you guys understand it? Do you guys understand it? Hello, anyone else got a question? So basically you're gonna go back to your formula, and then you're gonna replace these values with these ones. So basically what I mean by that, you're gonna say, let's erase this minus equal sign. You're just gonna go and say, you're gonna go and add this one, these two values. You're just gonna substitute them. You're just gonna add them. So you'll get 2x plus 1 over 3 x. This is the answer that you should get, but yours, it will be different. Obviously, this is the answer that you should get. So you should get something like this. Sorry, you should get something like this, guys. Do you guys understand it? Do you guys understand it? Okay, thank you, guys. If you've got a problem, please let me know. Okay, is it no, not x minus 1. I get it. Remember, I took this. You see this? You see this negative? I took it back. I took it back. I destroyed this negative. So remember, when you destroy this negative, it will come down. It will come down. It will be 1 over 3x. Do you understand it? Yes, that's why you got 2x. And then obviously